It's been a while. I hope you've been doing good. Silver Trade here again with another quick video. Today we got to talk about GameStop's recent $80 million purchase that just got discovered tonight, a ballpark estimate for what they are generating with their PowerPacks website, and Ryan Cohen's new pay package plan is very exciting. And we have so much more to talk about. Please stick around. There's some great information in this one. And thank you so much. If you're curious of where I've been for a while, I'll talk about that a tiny bit towards the end of the video. But for everybody else who's just here for GameStop, last Friday, GameStop's utilization was 70%, and GameStop's cash per share just dropped. A few months ago, this gentleman made an indicator on TradingView that takes the cash per share value that is published for GME on FinVids and adds real-time value of GameStop's Bitcoin holdings to it as well. It's intended to calculate a floor for the price based on cash and equivalents that the company holds. The most recent update was to $19.72 worth of cash and equivalents per share for GameStop. But just 3 hours ago, it dropped down to $19.54, so it lost about 18 cents per share. So GameStop just spent $80 million on something, and we have no idea what it's for. There's no news, no headlines, nothing. It could be a 20% down payment for a $400 million loan. I mean, the options are limitless. But yeah, that came out tonight. And I'm sure you've already heard about this, so we'll make it quick. GameStop announces new stock option award for CEO Cohen. GameStop said on Wednesday it has granted a performance-based stock option award to the CEO Ryan Cohen that would fully vest only when the company's market value grows to $100 billion, and the firm hits $10 billion in cumulative performance core profit. So long story short, Ryan Cohen is going to get a fat bonus once he over 10x's GameStop stock. Right now, GameStop only has a $9.5 billion market cap, so this is very exciting. Especially when you realize Ryan Cohen's new pay package is almost identical to Elon Musk's at Tesla in 2018. Tesla was trading sideways for 2 years before legacy shorts capitulated and it ripped 2,000% starting in 2020. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme. This is Tesla stock, and back in 2018, right here, is when Elon Musk announced almost exactly what GameStop just said. And I know we've all been in this for a very long time, but I think just a couple of years from now, GameStop is going to be in a totally different position. And we're going to talk about why here in just a minute. But remember, Roaring Kitty's last post on January 22nd last year was Fry's dog sitting there waiting, being patient. That's Roaring Kitty telling us it could be a long time. But I mean, look at Tesla stock. We've always said GameStop is like a new Tesla stock, with big money being against them and retail being for them. And GameStop still hasn't told us how much they're making off of their PowerPacks website. There's this really cool website called similarweb.com where you can type in another website and it'll tell you how much traffic goes to it. I would love to buy the upgraded version, but it is stinking $200 a month. I mean, oh my goodness. So we use the free version. So I went to powerpacks.gamestop.com. Apparently in December of 2025, it had over 550,000 visits, which is up 50% from November. Obviously, not everyone who visits that website is going to spin the wheel, if you know what I mean. But there are high rollers that make up for the people who don't. So I think it's really fair and conservative to say that each visitor, on average, spends about $25. Because that is their cheapest pack. And if somebody ever buys the Lunar Pack, that covers 100 people. And so with 550,000 visitors, on average spending $25 a piece, that almost brings us to $14 million. And I'm with you, 14 million, who cares? Let's remember, we made that 14 million off the PowerPack website in 1 month. There's 3 months each quarter. So that means each quarter, that'd be doing about 42 million just from the PowerPack website. But remember, last year in Q3 of 2025, GameStop only had a net income of $77 million for the quarter. So an extra $42 million in revenue, and it grew 50% last month. I mean, that is momentum. It might slow down, but the visitors are going to keep increasing for at least a little bit. We'll have to see how much net income they're making off of this PowerPack website versus revenue. But when you're looking at numbers like this, for some quarters, GameStop just increased their revenue by 50% without spending a ton of money. Genius. And one last thing I want to touch on. Roaring Kitty bought 9,001,000 shares of GameStop, right? Back in the day, this was more than 5% of GameStop, so he had to make it public that he owned that many shares. Since then, the number of outstanding shares for GameStop has increased dramatically. Now we have like 447 million or something like that. And 9 million is much less than 5% of 447 million. Not to be a bear or spread FUD, but we have no idea if Roaring Kitty has sold or not because he doesn't need to make it public knowledge now that his position is less than 5%. And Roaring Kitty's got a brother who's posting on Instagram. I'm going to look more into that, but I don't think Roaring Kitty's done with GameStop. And right now, 99.3% of people who visited the PowerPacks website are in America. So PowerPacks has a lot of room to grow. And also, Yahoo Finance, aka Apollo Global Management, says GameStop is 80% undervalued. I had no idea Apollo owned Yahoo, but yeah, apparently they own 90% of Yahoo, with Verizon holding the rest. And on there it says, adding these discounted cash flows together produces an estimated intrinsic value of about $99.99 per share. Against the recent share price of $20.66, this DCF implies the stock trades at a 79.3% discount to that estimate, which points to a wide gap between price and this particular valuation model. So the result is GameStop is undervalued. Our discounted cash flow analysis suggests GameStop is undervalued by 80%. And yes, and I'm not going to get into a whole rant about this, but yes, GameStop is very undervalued. They're holding like 9.2 billion in cash and the market cap is 9.5. Yes, they have like 4 billion in debt, but they can just trade shares for that. But still, it's like the market's pricing in zero chance for GameStop to ever recover. And everyone's worried about these 400 more stores closing. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's get more profitable. It's funny how they announced the pay package for Ryan Cohen once it hits a $100 billion market cap, and then a couple of days later, they spend $80 million. I don't know. And don't go anywhere. This is really good. Reminder that BaFin confirmed that the 4-1 split was not executed as a dividend. There was an attempt to correct, but it was overruled. Long story short, back in 2022, when GameStop did the 4-1, it was supposed to be a dividend. But instead, BaFin treated the 4-1 as a stock split instead of a dividend. Why does that matter? Because a stock dividend requires real shares to be delivered, while a stock split can be handled with bookkeeping. And really quickly, if you're enjoying my video, if you wouldn't mind, please hit that like button. It helps me out a ton. I used to make GameStop videos every single day, and we're going to get back into a more regular uploading schedule. So please hit that subscribe button and stick around. Either way, thank you so much. Let's get back to it. The theory of everything. I'd like to take everyone on a little walk through the theory of, well, everything GME, but I'm going to touch on only a couple of topics. My 714 theory, my cycle and fractal theory, the time and meme and 2024 winter memes, and the emoji timeline. Sadly, this gentleman deleted his account. If you've seen my videos before, you know about the 420-day cycle that GME has. Back on March of 2023, GameStop had a surprise earnings and the stock jumped 50%. And then exactly 420 days after that was the April and May run of 2024. Back in 2024, when GameStop ripped from 18 up to 48, it rose $30. With a 420-day length, the slope of that triangle would be 0.0714. And something else I noticed is that when the stock touches these drawn ceilings, the stock will bounce off the ceiling, then back into it, creating an M shape, and start a 110-day cycle. Here's a good example of the 110-day cycle. Here, 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 and here. These are all 109 to 110 days. This gentleman believes that the 110-day cycle ended right here, but I believe that's where one started. And then towards the end of it, GameStop started to run from $22 up to $27, $28, 110 days after we peaked. And so that'd bring us to about here, maybe here, when they started the 110-day cycle again. And so it looks like we should be coming to the end of that if this is a real thing any day now. Really exciting to see how that lines up for tomorrow morning or Monday. And please remember, I'm not trying to be rude or mean or anything like that in any kind of way. I just wanted to let y'all know about Lionheart, GameStop's newest Pokemon spokesperson. So Lionheart is a YouTuber that used to be a lawyer. He got huge opening Pokemon cards, and now he actually works for Pokemon, like the company. And he also works for GameStop, the company now as well, as like a spokesperson or something. But I just wanted to show y'all a few things that Lionheart has done that people are not super happy about. And then after this, we'll talk about where I've been. Lionheart criminally takes advantage of a poor guy by robbing him of his entire collection for pennies on the dollar. Has anyone seen this video? Man finds $10,000 Pokemon card collection in storage, opens it. I watched that video myself, and yeah, I thought $10,000 was kind of low for that collection. This gentleman says he's absolutely disgusted how Lionheart has gaslit and lowballed the entire collection of this guy in the video. Every card value pop-up is incredibly undervalued. Lionheart paid 10K for a collection worth at least 50K. I mean, like, they both agreed to it. Never forget his trade up challenge at the card show, where he robbed his own fan of her favorite card, promised vendor exposure in this video if they traded in his favor. The lie detector determined that was a lie, and overall used his clout to his advantage to rip off basically everyone. He basically took a super cheap Pokemon card and then kept going around and having people recognize him, and then they would kind of trade him a better Pokemon card for the one that he had. And he slowly traded it up into like a $10,000 card, maybe $5,000. It was a pretty good video, but the whole time I was thinking to myself, like, yeah, no normal person in the world could do this, but a celebrity, of course, could. But wait, there's more. Remember the video at GameStop with him walking in it? The GameStop fully stocked with boxes and ETBs you haven't seen since 2023 gets told by the GameStop employee there's a limit of one mystery box per customer. Then Lionheart proceeded to buy 3 of them. This is just my opinion, but really quickly, they both agreed to trade that collection for $10,000. So number 1, don't worry about it, none of your business. Number 2, trade up challenge. People can say no and they could just not be in the video, but like, yeah, it's not super cool, but it was an entertaining video, and yeah, celebrities have more options in life. I mean, that's how it is. And then him taking 3 boxes instead of 1, his whole career is opening these stinking boxes. I get it, I get it, I get it. I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud. Please let me know what you think of this down below. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you would like, you can go ahead and pause whenever I flash this paragraph, and that'll tell you where I've been. Or if you don't want to, you can just let it pass, and I'll see you in the next video. Either way, thank you so much. I hope you found value in this, and God bless you.